Coming up on Levi Trumbull Reporting.
It's my understanding that you've agreed to speak with me today.
I have not agreed to that.
The Maryland State Police released the March 29th body camera footage of Levi Trumbull's drug recognition interview.
Yeah, so what's your background?
What's my background?
Yeah, your background. You said that you analyze people and you recognize to see whether they're under the influence of drugs specifically?
Yes, sir. I do have to read you your Miranda rights.
My Miranda rights, yes, sir.
Because what we're going to be talking about is going to dip into things that could potentially incriminate yourself.
All right, guys, what's going on? Levi Trumbull reporting, and we're about to kick your weekend off right with some explosive body camera footage. Guys, this body cam right here took me so long to get, roughly 60 days to receive this body camera footage. I actually had to drive down to the Maryland State Police headquarters to pick up this body camera footage right here. It was a crazy situation, but we finally have it. So this body cam right here comes from the drug recognition evaluator who attempted to interview me on March 29th, 2025 as it relates to my false DUI arrest by the Frederick County Sheriff's Office. So this guy right here, he was a drug recognition expert, or at least that's what they call themselves, and he's with the Maryland State Police. There is a Frederick County barrack that sort of joins with the Frederick County Sheriff's Office. It's all one building. So he came, he attempted to do that, but as you might remember, I did not cooperate with that. I exercised my right to remain silent. I would recommend that anyone would do that in that situation. Exercise your rights. You have them for a reason, and that is what I did in this specific instance. So there was 5 body cameras that I got from the Frederick County Sheriff's Office, and there was 1 body cam from the Maryland State Police. I now have all 6 body cameras as it relates to this incident, and now I am going to make this 6th and final one public. So with that, guys, let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Even with this situation being about 2 months old, I still receive a lot of feedback, a lot of questions, a lot of comments about this scenario. What's going to happen next? What am I going to do? Be patient. I am patient. We will let things work out and play out. So with that, guys, leave your comments below. Let me know what you think of this situation, and we will catch you very soon. But this right here is the final piece to the puzzle, the 6th and final body cam as it relates to the unlawful DUI arrest on March 29th, 2025. We'll catch you soon. All right, so the first 55 seconds of the body camera footage start off with no audio, but as you can see, this is the Maryland State Police officer right here. He is taking some notes. Presumably, he is taking some verbal statements, some verbal point of view from Deputy Roush as it relates to what he believes he saw that night. Interestingly enough, if you read those documents, they say things like that I was slow to stop, how I was making jerky wheel movements, repetitive behavior. There was a mention of the fact that they thought I was clenching my jaw, whatever that means, and that I also displayed 2 registration cards. So yeah, none of that really makes sense, and none of it actually checks out when you watch the body camera footage. But as you're going to see, here I come right now.
We're going to bring him over here because it's a little bit bigger room. We're going to run your DRE test in the other room. You can just drop it in your pocket. Okay. And just grab your form. Okay. So we're not crammed this tiny little room.
Understandable.
Alright, you go see right there, alright?
I see right here. Good evening, officer. How are you?
I'm Corporal Levi, Maryland State Police. My ID 6495 being recorded my body cam, okay?
Okay, sounds good.
It's my understanding that you've agreed to speak with me today.
I have not agreed to that. I was going to ask what's happening here right now, and what are my rights as it relates to what is happening in this room right now.
Well, no trouble whatsoever. I can explain that. It's totally fine. Mm-hmm. I'm what's called a drug recognition expert. Someone's highly trained to be able to tell impairment from things other than alcohol, drugs, controlled substances, medications, things like that. Mm-hmm. Before I do anything, I do have to read you your Miranda rights. But I can, before I go there, if you have any questions, you're more than welcome to ask them.
Yeah, so what's your background?
What's my background?
Yeah, your background. You said that you analyze people and you recognize to see whether they're under the influence of drugs specifically?
Yes, sir.
So what's your background that gives you the ability to be able to do something like that?
11 years patrol with the state, and then I took not one but 2 different classes with the state police in charge of DRE recognition.
Like a college background? Or no?
It's not a college course, no.
Not a college course. But you did take some sort of, is it through the state of Maryland?
Yes, it is.
State of Maryland program, okay.
Yeah.
And you got certifications in being able to do the kind of activity that we're doing here in this room right now?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, very cool. Very interesting.
Yeah, it actually is very interesting.
So, and you've been on the force. Are you're state police?
Yes, sir.
State police,
So
okay.
I'm not...
there is a Frederick barrack.
Yes.
Yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
I guess every county has one?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yep.
Okay, very cool.
I do have to read you your Miranda rights.
My Miranda rights, yes, sir.
Because what we're going to be talking about is going to dip into things that could potentially incriminate yourself. Give me 1 second. Should anything legal actually be going on. Not saying that anything is, but I do have to read you these rights, okay? You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say or write may be used against you in a court of law. You have the right to a lawyer before answering any questions and have a lawyer present at any time before or during questioning. If you now want the assistance of a lawyer but cannot afford to hire one, you will not be asked any more questions at this time, and you may request a court to appoint a lawyer for you without charge. If you agree to answer questions, you may stop at any time and request the assistance of a lawyer. No further questions will be asked of you. Mm-hmm. Do you understand these rights that I've read to you?
Yes, I do.
Do you agree to speak with me?
At this time, I'm going to exercise my Miranda rights and also my Fifth Amendment to the United States Constitution, and I'm going to assert that right now.
Okay, that's fine.
Thank you very much, officer. Do you have anything else for me right now?
Not at this moment. No. Okay. I mean, if you don't want to do the DRE eval.
Well, I mean, I am going to actually. You read me those rights. Those are my rights. Yes.
Yes, of course.
And I'm going to exercise them.
Okay.
As I'm sure that you can respect or you would understand.
I'm not going to ask you anything. I was under the impression that you wanted to do the DRE eval to prove that you weren't impaired. But...
Well, actually, what I said to the officers earlier was they did and I said this to them on the scene. I said, if you would like to give me a breathalyzer, I'm more than willing to take your breathalyzer to see what would come up. You know, I know 0, so we did that. They brought me here and we did that. But I also said earlier that I would willfully submit to what's required, I believe, under the Maryland Transportation Articles, which is the requirement for blood, urine, or breath. So I've done one of those at this point. There are 2 outstanding. If they would like to go about effectuating that, I'd be more than willing.
Here's the problem. Is it okay if I call you Levi? It's Levi, right?
You can call me Levi.
Mr. Levi, that's a problem is what we were working towards was the blood. And now that you've invoked Miranda, I can't get you there. So that's fine.
Okay, well, I'm going to invoke my rights.
Yeah, I mean, you already did, so it's kind of all done with anyway.
Okay, well, I'm letting you know. I don't know if that's, I mean, they breathalyzed me.
Yeah.
That wasn't a...
Yep, no trouble.
Okay, well, thank you, officer.
Yeah.
I appreciate it. All right, I will take the phone. Oh, whoops.
All right, well, you're not going to...
I understand that. I will follow your orders and comply with your wishes.
Have him sit back in the other room.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Oh, you lead the way, officer.
Yeah, I'd prefer if you...
Oh, okay, well, I don't know where I'm going.
Right here. Right here. Yep.
Right back to where I originally was in this
Yes,
nice
sir.
brown wooden chair that looks like it was constructed in about the 1960s or 70s.
It does indeed.
A lot of people have sat in this chair, that's for certain.
Yeah. It looks like it.
Just a few. Just a few.